Hey, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jeremy.
And this is the Deathscography podcast.
Episode 6.
6.
The
number of the beast.
All right, I was going to say if I'm 555, then you're 66. We went different directions on that one.
One of us went
fine.
One of us went the right direction. One of us went the other way. I'm just kidding. Only one of us has seen Slipknot, and it's not you.
That's very true. Have you seen Maiden too?
No,
because I feel like you would have. But
it's so expensive.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Every time that I've had the opportunity, I'm just like, ooh, that is not the money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for me to be way the fuck far away from the stage.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're always doing like huge arena shows. Yeah. All right, well, let's get, like I said, like he said, I'm Jeremy, that's Jeff, this
Hello.
is the Deathscography podcast. If you haven't listened to an episode before, basic premise of the show is we're going through the Deathwish Inc. record label discography, album by album, chronologically, from the first release to the last release. Well, I guess the most recent release, I shouldn't say last release.
And now, I think this is important. We have full legal right to do so because Deathwish, or because Converge retweeted.
Yet they retweeted, they responded.
It's legal now.
It is legally binding.
Yeah, everything they said. We're friends now.
We're friends. That's just what it is. We're just friends. That was very cool. I mean, just to say it out loud, like,
it was definitely like a pearl clutch moment where I was like,
yeah, it was like, yeah. And then they did it again. They were like, hey, great episode. I think
one was Deathwish and then one was Converge. I think.
Yeah, it was cool. But yeah. So, anyways,
they weren't like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. They weren't shut this down.
Yeah,
they actually did give us some more information. Give me a second. I'm going to find it real quick.
Oh, no, I remember.
Okay.
Yeah. So Converge retweeted us our mention of the original episode 1, which is the split between Hellchild and Converge. And I assume it was Jacob speaking from Converge's Twitter. He didn't.
Yeah, he usually is the one there.
They used the word I. So he said that this split was supposed to come out on the American leg of a Japanese label that folded. So instead of the split not happening, he took every bit of money that he had and then borrowed more money on top of that to make this happen. Which I can definitely like commiserate with that idea of like, being so into your band and like being like, oh, fuck, well, damn, I guess I'm going to pay for it all.
Yeah, I guess I'll do this then.
Right. Yep.
Like, I guess, well, him and Trey, but yeah, they took all of their money, borrowed a little bit, put it out themselves, and that was the kickoff. That's what started it. Like, that was a really cool piece of information. I'm glad he shared with us.
That definitely wasn't like in anything that I read anywhere.
Yeah, no, same. Like I never read that anywhere. So I think that was pretty cool. And I hope that he keeps listening and maybe gives us some more insights to share with.
And tickets to Deathwish World. But, that being a really cool piece of information, it was kind of a bump for our egos. And at the same time, like, I'm really excited about the thing that we're covering today, because this is our first half release. This is release 5.5.
This is a weird one. Yeah, the Deathwish discography is a little weird. It's a little hard to follow. Yeah, this is not Deathwish. This is not DW006. Up to now, it's been DW. It's been just like that.
So should we call this episode 5.5?
No. I think this is just episode 6. It's gonna get confusing from here on out, but it's in the descriptions. It'll tell you what release we're talking about. But we are talking about the Jesuseater release. It's actually just called Jesuseater.
Yeah, it's just called Jesuseater.
It's just like a self-titled EP.
4-song EP. We have made it into 2002 at this point.
We are here.
This is the first release from Deathwish in 2002.
Yeah, I guess, so this is their, I wouldn't say it's their second year in existence, but it is their second literal year. So I think that's pretty cool. It was released in like February of 2002, somewhere around there. But yeah, so I think
February 2nd, actually.
When I was looking up and I was trying to find out information why it was called like 5.5 and not 6. And some of the theories I came up with was maybe they, you know, as a young record label, they got ahead of themselves and called something else 6, but that actually came out. Then they got this offer and it could come out beforehand. You know what I mean? Like they
like they already had a 6 that was like locked in as 6, but this was coming out earlier, and they were like,
yeah, this came out early because this was only out on CD. This was not a vinyl release at all.
And I think like I read some stuff that like some of the reviews for this EP talk about the upcoming full length that they were going to release.
Oh, absolutely.
They do release later this year. In 2002.
I just wonder if that's what it has to do with. Also, maybe the fact that it wasn't a full vinyl release. Maybe that's why they gave it the 0.5. But it's just a weird designation, and it's not the last time we'll see that. That definitely appears throughout the discography.
Right.
So I don't know. It's pretty cool. I mean, because occasionally you'll see like a Deathwish 009V, and that usually just means it's the vinyl release of that record. But like, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool though.
I found a thing, and we can cut this out if if I'm going way off the rails here. I found a thing actually recently on Wikipedia where it was like sub discographies of Deathwish, like live discographies and something else, but they were like separate numberings, and I was like, wait a minute, oh shit,
oh no.
So you need to look at it because we might have more than we thought.
Well, I know, because we are already kind of planning on incorporating in potentially like secret voice releases and malfunction releases, which were labels that got folded into or were imprints of Deathwish.
Right.
Oh no, maybe
this was a mistake.
We're gonna have way too many episodes.
Yep.
All right. Well, so the big thing about this band, the kind of the selling point, I guess, as far as a PR wise, was the vocalist. His name is Sean Brown.
Yeah.
Jeff, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of him before, but you definitely have heard his other band, Dag Nasty.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Dag Nasty. I'm not familiar with Swizz.
Swizz was it was just another project of his.
And they had another in some of the review blurbs. There was like, the dude from Swizz, Dag Nasty, and this other band that I had never heard of, and I was like, maybe that one didn't make it.
Didn't do so well. No. It's kind of like when they're like, the lead vocalist of Jesuseater. Who's Jesuseater?
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about him today.
That's the selling point.
So last year, we almost got the chance to see Dag Nasty. They were scheduled to play the fest last year.
Hey, how far into this episode are we?
We're like 8 minutes.
Talking about
here's the fest. We're back to the fest.
Go ahead and plug it. Hashtag at Iron Raygun. Hashtag at Iron Raygun at the fest. Hashtag HopeCon, or else you motherfuckers, please don't not let us come if you get them to play, or else we would like to come, please.
Also, please. Thank you. So Dag Nasty was supposed to play last year.
Yeah.
They ended up dropping. I'm not exactly sure why. I was really bummed. I've never seen them before.
Yeah.
But they did replace them with like Kill Your Idols, which is another really cool band, and that was really fun. But I was really bummed out to not see Dag Nasty. But now I think Jesuseater is probably my favorite of this guy's bands, Sean Brown. I really enjoyed this EP.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good. I think that it is a real step forward in the diversification of Deathwish's sound and bands.
Oh, absolutely.
Because this is like it's like up-tempo stoner rock riffs played by hardcore guys.
Yeah, and honestly, that's a quote you see in a lot of or not a exact quote, but that's a blurb you see in a lot of the reviews.
Yes.
This is hardcore kids playing stoner rock and just upping the tempo.
Yep.
And that's what it is, man. The guitars are like massively overdriven.
Yeah, super overdriven.
And you can tell that the amps are just like they're on 11. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they're pushing super hard. They're taking that hardcore aesthetic and that stoner rock aesthetic and blending them together. And I fucking love it.
Yeah, a band for me that when I was like, oh, this is like a forerunner of I was like early on in the EP, I was like, man, this makes me think of like if a band like Drug Church was a band then.
Oh yeah,
you
right.
know, it probably would have sounded something like this.
Yeah, because it's just like that genre blurring sort of thing, but it's still rooted in hardcore.
Yep.
It's still rooted in punk, and so the live shows were still
Nuts.
just nuts. Exactly.
Yeah. It's like the dude singing this probably has throat tattoos.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I don't know if that's true or not.
I mean, he might. Yeah, I'm not sure. He's definitely bald, at least at this point in his life.
You mean 20 years later?
Yeah, I don't know about now, but no, he's bald back then. And the reason I know that I have to bring this up, because this is just there's a music video for one of these songs.
Okay, I did not know that.
I didn't know it either, and it was really hard to find, but I found it, and it wasn't the full video. It cut off. I don't know, maybe a minute before the actual end of the song, but it's for the last.
Sean doesn't have neck tattoos. I'm a bad person.
You are a bad. You just. But so the music video is for the last song on the record, which is called "Your Airstream Future," and my first note is just, what is happening?
Okay.
I was watching it and almost just dumbfounded. It was like. The first 5 minutes of the video, it's like an 8-minute long video. The first 5 minutes of the video just focuses on these groups, these three separate groups of people, basically finding the CD, listening to essentially just the opening, kind of like, and then just throwing it away.
Yeah,
like
fair.
3 like complete distinct groups of people doing that, and then eventually
they must have been the street teams.
Yeah, exactly. They threw it away. The CD wound up in the woods behind your house. And the last group to find it was this group of women who end up putting it on and having a half naked pillow fight to the beginning. And I was just like,
it's hot. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's not what I was going. Okay, but like it was so confusing. I was like, is this the actual music video?
Did somebody make this up?
Exactly. Like that's how weird it was. Yeah. And then it transitions to, quote, a week later, and it's a live video. You know, they're playing on stage, and there's a big crowd, but it like 90% of the crowd is just tattooed girls.
All right.
And there's like one dude, and he like gets hit on the head with a bottle by one of the girls, and it's like this whole. It is very weird. It is a very weird video. And then it ends before the song is done. But again, I think that might be because I found like a bootleg of it. It was a very strange music video. You got to watch it. Yeah. I'll put a link in the description. You should
tweet at Deathwish and be like, is this the real video for
this? Honestly, I might have to.
Do it.
But like, you know, the live portion definitely made it feel legit. I did not think it was until that point. But what a fucking weird music video. I don't know. It's a great song. I think it's probably my favorite song on the record, but just a weird video.
Yeah. So the first track is Long Bail, and I feel like it kind of gives you what this record's going to be from the start.
Oh, 100%.
You're like, all right, here we go. No like frilly, no nothing. It's just like, hey, this is a rock and roll record.
Yeah, it sets the mood.
Yep.
It really sets the mood. It's like it's gonna be not fast, but definitely like upper mid tempo. You know, it's not gonna really go slow. It's gonna just keep kind of driving forward.
Yes.
And I really love a strong intro song. I mean, the last record we talked about, Final, by the band Damage, had their intro song Damtro, and it really does. It sets the mood for the record.
It's important.
I think it's very important, especially with a band like this, which I think this was maybe their first release.
It was,
I
believe.
So it really sets the mood, and it does it in a really fun way. There's that guitar lead towards the end of the song. That's so you know that this is just not a hardcore record. It's not a punk record. I don't know. I really like it. I really like what it does. And honestly, just the last song on the record, like we were just talking about, Your Airstream Future, like I said, I think it's the strongest song. It really rounds out the release. It's very catchy. I've been singing it to myself a whole bunch. And this song was actually on that Fighting Music 1 compilation, which is, when I first heard it, I was just really blown away because it was so different than anything else. Yeah, it was definitely a standout track, and it made me very excited to get to this record. And honestly, the record did not disappoint.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, we were talking about earlier, it was only available on CD. They has never been pressed on vinyl, and I really wish it was a 7-inch. I would definitely have bought a copy already.
Yeah.
The CDs are really hard to find, and I don't really want a CD anyway.
Right.
I don't really like CDs anyways.
Speaking of which, let's check in. Has your compact disc copy of Fighting Music Volume 1 shown up yet?
It has not, but I did get an update. You know, quarantine. We're still in quarantine here. It's the end of April when we're recording this, and basically, I did get an update. It is in Jacksonville.
Nice.
It took 20 days, roughly, to get from. I found out it was coming from Seattle. I was mistaken. There was another release coming from Jersey. Gotcha. It's coming from Seattle, but it took basically 20 days to get to Jacksonville. Maybe it'll show up today. I don't know.
Like all my, I do a lot of shipping for band merch and also for like buttons and stuff. And, you know, I use a lot of the flat rate USPS stuff, and it's like probably they're in 2, guaranteed in 3 normally. Right. But like now everything I ship, it's like 6 to 7 day, like even flat rate stuff. And I was like, oh, crazy. That's wild. I mean,
it's just, you know, and not to get too topical, but like, you know, right now the USPS is really struggling. There's a lot of overload on the system because a lot of people are sick or not working.
Yep.
And fucking our fuckface president, it's so controversial, is threatening to cut, not fund them anymore. Yep. And they could be potentially shutting down by the end of the year.
Yep.
That's a big deal, especially, I mean, I'll tie this back into Deathwish. You know, a lot of what Deathwish does is online sales with you know, and you buy the record, it ships to you. They're in a lot of indie record stores, but they're not in every indie record store. You know what I mean? And so like, if all of a sudden the price of your package goes up from, you know, the media mail cost of $5 to $15 that FedEx would charge.
Yeah.
I can imagine it's going to seriously hurt a lot of business.
Yeah, I mean, it affects us. I mean, that we ship our band ships all merch orders through the USPS flat rate, and if that shit closes, it's going to double. Like the shipping is going to at least double.
It's too much,
and people are going to stop buying shit online. Like they're just,
absolutely. So you know, fuck Donald Trump.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back on track. Okay, so. Yeah, I looked when I was doing some research about this record. I always look up where it was recorded, who recorded it. I'm always very interested in that stuff. And this one, we get a big name attached to this. We get Brian McTernan. They recorded with him at his studio called Salad Days.
Dang.
I mean, so many huge.
These guys are from DC, right? This band is based out of DC. Is that correct?
Yes, this band is based out of DC.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, and like so, but like everyone is recorded with fucking Brian at Salad Days. You have like Bane, Cave In, Converged. A lot of their early stuff was recorded there. But then you also have like Hot Water Music, Circus Survive, Piebald, Thrice. Like so many bands have recorded there, and you know, and all that's why this record just sounds so good. I mean, the dude knows what he's fucking doing. And honestly, like I said, this is kind of the first time that we've gotten a really big name attached to production. And I'm really, really glad we did, because this fucking record is phenomenal. And I really hope I listened to a little bit of their LP, because Spotify does that thing where it plays like a radio based on the artist after your record is finished. I was trying not to, because I really am trying not to listen to anything too far in the future that we're going to discuss, because I want it to be fresh when we get there. But I know that record sounds really good too, so it's probably recorded by the same guy.
That cat, Brian McTernan, he was voted. The Daily Record voted him as one of the 50 most influential people in Maryland.
Oh, yeah. Well, so Salad Days has moved around a lot. The studio has moved. Like you'll see it. It's credited as Salad Days 2, Salad Days 3. It's kind of moved around a bunch, so that makes sense. But yeah. Other qualities about this record that I really enjoy besides the music, I think the artwork is fucking cool as shit.
It is cool, and it's very different than anything else we've seen thus far.
Yeah, it's very not a digital creation.
It feels really 90s-y to me, like 90s cartoony, like I know the it's not exactly the same, but it makes me feel like the cover of Marcy Playground's record.
I will have to look that up, because I could. Hold on, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
You keep talking.
Like just cartoony, but like cartoony and like an animated. like
okay,
kind of.
That's cool.
That didn't make any sense. The thing I just said, I said cartoony, like in an animated world.
You know those.
The fuck is that?
What the fuck does that?
It doesn't mean anything. But yeah, Marcy's Playground style of like, like I don't know. It's like it's not surrealist, but it's like not just like a comic book look either.
Right. It's like kind of a neo-traditional tattoo style, but like not anything that you would see in a flash sheet or anything like that. It's very different.
Yeah, it's like dingy cartoon.
Yeah,
like
I think it's cool.
Which is a art school that I have just creed. It's from the Dingy Cartoon School of Art.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Early dingy cartoon. Yes.
It was credited to two people. It was like artwork done by Brady Duncan and Matt Rinks. And I was thinking maybe like one did the logo and one did the actual artwork. I don't know which one did the actual full artwork. And I was trying to look them up, and they both kind of do a bunch of shit. So I'm not sure who did the album artwork, but whoever did it, it looks really cool.
Have you seen the back of the CD?
No, I did not.
So I noticed on there, this is something that I saw, the Deathwish logo at the bottom is not a Deathwish logo that I am familiar with.
Oh, is it not that like kind of black letter font, D-dub, like old goth?
It is that word. It's the word Deathwish, but then there is like, it's hard to tell because it's like a picture of a CD from the 2000s, but it's like, it looks kind of like a lady with a Day of the Dead makeup. I don't know. Like,
that's wild.
It's very, let me see if I can find it. But yeah, it was interesting because I was like, dang, I didn't even think about like how Deathwish's logo might have evolved over the past. Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, I haven't really thought about that either. I'm trying to find a picture of the CD right now. But yeah, I mean, I run a little label myself, and it's definitely evolved a bunch. So it's sorry, I can see it now, and I'm trying to.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
That's very weird. Yeah, it's like a half. What's the? I'm trying to think of the term. It's a lady with like a half skull with a rose. On her face. The Deathwish looks similar, but then having the woman there is very different. I've definitely never seen that before.
Yeah, me either.
That's very cool. I might have to reach out to our good close friend Jacob Bannon of Converge and ask him about the logo, because I'm very interested now.
It's super interesting. Like I was like, what is that? Because at first, like I said, like it's really pixely because it's a fucking picture from 2002, and I was like, I thought, what, did another label help put this out? And then I looked close, and I was like, oh no, that's a Deathwish logo. Interesting.
Yeah, it is very interesting.
But anyway, like I think that I found this quote from good old Lamb Goat.
Good.
From Jay Hawkins from Lamb Goat in 2002 said, he said it really well, and I just want to read it to you. He said, Jesuseater kicks, plain and simple. No melodic mosh metal or chaos core here. Just a dozen minutes of engulfing rock that sounds like hardcore kids playing stoner rock and upping the tempo. Perfect music for lifting weights, warming up your Camaro, growing a ratty mustache, or moving into your mom's basement. Which I think that he, that's a very like intelligent point about Deathwish at this point, because what we've heard thus far is mosh metal and mosh hardcore and chaos core. Like,
absolutely.
That's what we've gotten thus far. And it was cool that even then he was like, this is a step away from what they've been doing,
Yeah, this is very different. And it's definitely a sign of things to come. Like we talked 100 times before, one of our favorite things about the label is that they don't stick to a particular sound.
Right.
Even when, like, in cases like way down the future, they sign Death Heaven and put out that Sunbather record, which was hugely successful, and they could have just been like, okay, well, we're going to stick to this sound and make a ton of money.
Right.
But they didn't really put anything else out that sounds like that. They just they like what they like. They put a couple things out. And, but yeah. Well, that about wraps up the record is a pretty short record.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll probably we'll talk more about them on the LP when it comes down in the next couple episodes. But yeah, so I was going to bring this up now, but we already talked about it. How Jacob he replied to us, and that was a really cool thing. Yeah. We also did get another little piece of a piece of reader feedback or listener feedback, and this is Jeff. I know you don't know this because I just a good friend of ours named Jesse Brady wrote in.
Oh no!
We released episode 3 as of this recording.
Got the feed.
And he listened to it and wanted to give his thoughts. First off, he wanted to say that we were very stupid for not liking the band Dead Serious.
Fair enough.
He said they were the best band by far, and how he is baffled how neither of us really liked it. And then he put it into some thoughts. Basically, he feels like the band Dead Serious, it was 5 years too early to kick off both the skate punk / hardcore sound, aka Kids Like Us, Down to Nothing, Vitamin X,
right,
and the West Coast hardcore sound, which is like Early Riding Out and the Warriors. They were 5 years too early on both of those. He says it's fast and thrashy, but not Ride the Lightning core thrashy. With more modern production, they would have been huge in 2007.
That's fair.
He's like, that's very fair. You
know,
I
mean, if you want to be wrong, then yeah, sure, Jesse. Brady.
I trust Jesse's a great friend, and I trust his music opinion. I'm gonna go back and listen to it.
Friend is a strong word.
he's a great person. I know.
Yeah,
he's a great person.
Nice guy.
Nice, just a great, nice guy. But honestly, I'm gonna try and go back and maybe find some more of that band.
Yeah, sure. We'll give him a listen.
Because I really do. I do enjoy Down to Nothing.
We won't
and
give him a listen. Spoiler. I'm lying.
Spoiler. Anyways, yeah, we got that little piece of listener feedback, and honestly, it was really fun for me.
I also did some research out in the world, and I forgot about it, so we're going to put it in right now.
Let's do it.
I, on the social media, put out the idea that I would like people to give me their first one-word impression of a band name, Jesuseater.
Oh, good. This is fun. Okay.
Some of these are dumb. Some of them are funny. Some of them are interesting. So we'll go through it. Brad Lightfoot said bangin'. Nicholas Pintabana said koozie.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means.
That's fine.
Jed Bookout said marijuana.
Okay. Yeah.
Greg Long said grind. Sarah B. Warrender fucking wins because she said communion.
Technically, yes.
Yes. So
she gets the grand prize.
Yeah. Drew Clement said re-zombie. Nathan Ferkley said yup. Travis Paget said god damn. Michael Colby said liars. I don't know if he's trying to call out Jesuseater. Maybe he has some beef with them.
There's some beef. Michael Colby versus Jesuseater. You heard it here first.
Samuel St. Samuel said CrossFit, and Buzz Tippett said tasty. Communion, I think, is the winner.
Oh, there. Definitely. I think we discussed it on that compilation where it was like I never had heard of the band, and with a name like Jesuseater, it could have very easily gone a couple ways, and honestly, it went a way I never expected.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect this band to be called Jesuseater.
Oh, absolutely not. And I think that's a really cool thing.
Yep.
So this week, a bunch of new music came out that I've been listening to. If we get down into there, some good friends of mine named Stress Fractures put out a new EP.
Oh, it's so good.
It's very good. It's super catchy. I think
what's it called?
It's called Short Films.
Yeah, Short Films.
And you can find it on Bandcamp and Spotify and all that stuff. I think there's tapes for sale through their label, Acrobat Unstable. But basically, they had these songs. They were writing an LP, and they had these songs that like didn't quite fit tonally, lyrically. Like the lyrics didn't quite fit with the rest of the record, so they put them to the side, and they were not going to do anything with them. And then one of the members was like, "No, let's just record an EP with just these 3 songs." So in this quarantine, they did that. That's exactly what they did.
Quarantine.
They essentially just did it themselves. Please, we need background music, so this is perfect.
Yeah.
They did it themselves. Had a guy mix it up, and boom, it's one of my favorite EPs of the year so far. I'm really happy about that.
It's really good.
I got two more. The screamo band Infant Island put out a phenomenal new record. I don't know. It's just, if you're into that new kind of new wave screamo sound, you should definitely check it out. I'm not sure how to pronounce the record. It's Sepulture. I want to say it's called Sepulture. It's really good. It's phenomenal. And then lastly,
Sepulcher.
Sepulcher. It could be Sepulcher. Yeah. Jeff, I know you know this band 100%. We saw them last year at Fest. That's right. Second Fest reference in the episode. Yeah. I'm talking about Graf Orlock.
Oh, dude, it's so
love them so much. They put out a new 2-song flexi through Decibel Magazine's flexi series.
It's in the magazine, right? Like, is it like a pullout of the magazine? Is that correct?
Yeah. You order the issue, or if you have the subscription, it's like you actually.
Which is where flexis came from originally. They were fucking perforated discs in magazines like Hit Parade and shit.
It's very cool.
It's really cool.
I know Decibel does it. Also, New Noise magazine does it. I've got a couple of theirs. I think I actually have a Wear Your Wounds flexi, which is a band that Jacob Bannon's in now.
Yeah.
But this, it's so good.
It's real good.
I love them so much. I love this band so much. We got to see them last year at Fest. I was bus for the first time.
They never come to the East Coast. They're from California.
Gonna say it was fantastic, and I'm really, really happy that they're putting out new music. I'm hoping maybe this means maybe a new LP, maybe a new EP. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Vitriol Records, which is the dude from Graf Orlock, the label that they normally put their shit out on, has been kind of ramping up its like online presence. Like there's more there's more like like commotion and movement over there. Like it's not just kind of dormant. So
they're not just laying dormant selling stuff. They're actually like doing things.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's a great record. You guys should check it out. It's on Bandcamp. It's on Spotify. It might be on Bandcamp. I don't know. But it's also, you can find it through Decibel. I ordered the magazine because it's got a cool like X-ray design on the flexi disc.
Yep. It's fucking sick.
It's cool. All right. Well, that basically wraps up this episode.
Or I could tell you what I've been listening to.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jeff. Let me.
Rude.
I'm so sorry. Please, Jeff, what have you been listening to?
I've been listening to Enema of the State by Blink-182, Sticks and Stones by Newfound Glory, some SR-71, some Sugar Cult, Americana by The Offspring, Nimrod by Green Day.
Just a pop punk rabbit hole.
And The Marriage of Heaven and Hell by A Plea for Purging.
Yeah, just a pop punk, classic pop punk record. Marriage of Heaven and Hell by A Plea for Purging.
You know, that classic pop punk band, A Plea for Purging.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, just a bunch of old crap. I haven't listened to anything new.
No, that's cool. I mean, like that.
Sometimes you go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, the other day I was with my roommate and we went down a kind of a metalcore rabbit hole as well. Plea for Purging came up, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I completely understand.
Well, you guys should. I have to give this shout out though. You should, if you haven't listened to it, you should check out on Spotify Tommy's Tuition Money. It is several tracks. Check it out. Play it while you're sleeping.
What is it?
It's fan sounds.
Great. Perfect. Yeah.
All of them are the same.
Our good friend Tommy from No Time needs some help getting some.
That's it. The whole record.
Good. He needs some help getting some tuition money together, and he put out that that record.
Yep. So go stream it while you're sleeping.
You can find us.
What are we doing next week? What's the next one?
Oh yeah, sorry. I got all confused when I was trying to skip what you were listening to.
Yeah, when you were being
next week
rude.
Is another band that I've never heard of, and I'm actually very excited about this. It's a band called Reach the Sky. And it is their EP Open Roads and Broken Dreams, and that is the official Deathwish 006 release.
It's called Reach the Sky.
The band is called Reach the Sky.
Not Reach for the Sky.
Nope. Reach the Sky.
Like they've made it to the sky.
They're reaching the sky.
Reach the sky.
Yes, exactly.
You make it to the guy.
That'll be next episode. Oh, we are now officially on Spotify.
Oh yeah,
we are on Stitcher. We're on a bunch of stuff. We got approved for Google and Apple, but it still hasn't shown up.
Yeah.
But it will eventually. It's a good sign for everything. So we're slowly making our way out into the world.
Making our way out into the world.
By the time you hear this, we might be up there because as of episode 3, we are now on Spotify.
And as of this past episode that just released, we are trying to do a release schedule of every Friday and every Monday. So
yeah, exactly.
You got a short wait between and then a long wait. A short wait, long wait.
Yeah, something to get you through the week, something to get you through the weekend.
Yeah.
We'll do that for the foreseeable future while we are able to record as often as we are.
Right.
Okay, well, you can find us on all of the social medias. You can find us on Instagram at Deathscography Pod. You can find us on Facebook at Deathscography Pod. You can email us at deathscographypod@gmail.com. Please email us right in. Give us some feedback. Oh, you can find us on Twitter at Deathscography. Or you can go to our website, deathscographypod.com.
You can find us at myfriendster.com/deathscographypod.
Yes, exactly. You can find us on LinkedIn.
Plenty
at
of
Deathscography
fish.
Pod. Farmers only.
Only. Christian
classic.
mingle.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and you can find me personally on Instagram and Twitter at Iron Raygun. And you can find me
Jeff on Instagram at Despite Jeff and on Twitter at Carbomb Sermon. But if it's important, tweet it at Jeremy.
Yeah, and I'll get it to Jeff if it needs to. Well, thank you for listening, and this has been the Deathscography Podcast.